Hello there, my name is Lina and I offer somatic sessions for people who are on a path of meditation, satsang, inquiry or non-duality, and who have the longing to integrate that more deeply with the experience of being here in our body. My inspiration for doing this work comes from being passionately on that path myself for maybe a decade or so. And I feel I was really lucky that I got introduced to physical support and somatic work so early on my path. And I wanted to highlight a few points, challenges that I see are typically happening on the spiritual path that certainly happened to me and I saw happening around me. And how exactly somatic work can help navigate them and find over and over again back to well-being and balance. So starting with the very basic first work that I see as in the movement from the head to the body. So instead of figuring out things intellectually or trying to solve our unease with spiritual questions, really meeting the body first. And not only as a functional tool, but as an intelligent emotional landscape that wants to be felt, and that is in a live communication and in a live feedback with our overall state. The second point, I see that somatic work just really provides beautiful tools to come into expression. So when we are dealing with maybe a bit intense amount of energies and emotions, to have a playful and safe way to express these. Maybe on the same line, sometimes when we are meditators, we tend to become a bit overconscious and controlly, and then to reconnect to something very primal, instinctual and raw. Yeah, sometimes we just forget that we are also animals and that we just move and shake and raw and stretch just like every other living thing. So giving ourselves really the permission to feel ourselves in this loose, natural, unfiltered way. And the third point, and that is also very close to my heart, that is gaining back the power of discernment. So when we are dealing with spiritual concepts for a long time, then sometimes what happens is a complete rejection of the personality and its needs and desires. And it can be really disorienting at times what of these impulses and desires to follow and to react on and what not. And I feel when we are connecting to the body, and the body already is in the present, so body can really tell us what of these things are feeling more like expansion and well-being and the way to go, and what of these materials are more feeling like contraction and are maybe more the shallow conditional stuff that we don't need to react on. Yeah, and the last point I see in deep rest, relaxation and grounding, and that is certainly a big part of my work at the moment. And that is just for the body-mind to regenerate from the buzz and busyness of daily life and to come to relax and then in the states of deep relaxation, I feel there's a big potential of healing and integration there. The rested body just knows when to open up and how to integrate, and these things can happen quite effortlessly in a rested state. And also I think when we are actually coming across these spiritual experiences, these openings into much more freedom and expansion, then sometimes this can feel a bit disorienting and we feel a bit like spaced out maybe, or the world turns upside down, and then to have these tools to come back to the ground and to come back to the body and to also let these insights and shifts integrate into the very cells of the body. Yeah, So now I just give you a little bit of an overview of what is actually happening in the session. So we are working with guided movement. This is stretching, rolling, shaking, voicing, knocking, and really opening and feeling into these body parts that are typically holding emotional tension and energetic knots maybe. And then we work with free movement. This is maybe more related to dance and authentic movement, and gives really the trinity of the body, the psychological self, and what I would call maybe the heart or the soul, a moment of dialoguing with each other and expressing in a free, creative flow. And then we work with breath and with imagination and attention. This is really expanding and playing with the kinesthetic sense. Yes, so if all of that resonates with you and you want to give it a go and explore this work more deeply, then you're very welcome to join one of my sessions. You can book a private session or a group session, and I will put the link of the website below this video. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope I see you soon.